We'd like to welcome you all out here to Lakeside Speedway, brought to you by Fast Shafts and Outpace Racing Products. Night number 1 of the Young Ans Memorial, Deuces Wild, here on Thursday night. If you're out and about here at Lakeside, stop on over and see us here at Fast Shafts with all our carbon fiber and steel drive shaft needs. And check out Outpace Racing Products for all your suspension components and RC cars by Bart's Parts. We're right here, right when you come in the gate. That's Fast Shafts and Outpace Racing Products here at Lakeside Speedway on night number 1 of 2, the Deuces Wild, for the Young Hands Memorial event here Thursday and Friday.
In Texas, the MB Custom Big Texas Auto Parts 2G. Kenny Gaddis will be on the pole alongside Derek Ramirez out of Woodward, Oklahoma. The Boom Test Well Services Cornet Lightning-powered 4R. Row 2 to the inside. Oh, so fast. The GRT this weekend. Rancho Milagro Racing 1ST of Johnny Scott will start on the inside alongside fellow Las Cruces, New Mexico native Fito Gallardo. Fito in the G17, the Team GRC entry. Row number 3 on the inside is Ricky Thornton Jr. Larry Shaw Race Car 20RT out of Chandler, Arizona, alongside Austin Siebert, the Kenny's Tile 16 from Grandview, Missouri. The other half of the Scott Brothers Racing team, the GRT number 2S Stormy Scott, will fire up to the inside of row number 4 with Travis Sauer to his outside. Sauer from Elizabeth, Minnesota, therealtruck.com. MB Custom 1SX. Row 5 on the inside is Mount Hope, Kansas racer Tad Davis, the GRT number 75, alongside Kerry Davis, the 68 from Parkville, Missouri. Row number 6 on the inside, the 00, Odessa, Missouri's Jim Moody, alongside TP Terry Phillips, the Don Babb Motorsports, Andy's Frozen Custard 75. Row number 7, Jeremy Payne, the 186, Johnny Finnewold, the 21F. Row 8, Rodney Sanders in the 20, Brent Dutenhofer, the 48. Row 9, Ryan Michelson, the 1S, John Sheets in the 89. Row number 10, Randall Schiffelbein Jr., the 11 Junior, the 77 of Kyle Covert. Row number 11, Tim Carrick in the 1K, Joey Galloway, the 01. Tanner Mullins in the 02 and Dick Trickle the 2nd, the 68, ready to go. Hey, main number 1 of the Deuces Wild.
All trophies after the dash tonight.
Field working through turns 3 and 4, ready to come green. Deuces Wild, race number 1. And Duce out in front into turns 1 and 2. Kenny Gaddis will show the field through the opening set of corners, but the 4R of Derek Ramirez will take over the top spot. Was looking back at 3, 4 wide, and all kinds of crazy back in the pack. Ramirez will assume the top spot. Gaddis upsets the car on the cushion. That allows Johnny Scott to work down to the inside of the 2G of Gaddis down the front straightaway. Here comes Johnny Scott going after Kenny Gaddis for the 2nd place spot. Ricky Thornton Jr. right there as well. Gallardo, that is the top 5 as they work down the back straightaway. Then it is Siebert in 6th, 7th run Stormy. Scott, those two in a good battle there. Then we'll see Travis Sauer, Tad Davis, Rodney Sanders all working their way around the Lakeside Speedway here in A-Main. Number 1 of the Deuces Wild, Derek Ramirez, the Boom Test 4R out in front of this one, a half a straightaway advantage early on for the Woodward, Oklahoma native as Terry Phillips is off the pace over in turn number 2. Looks like we will lose the Andy's Frozen Custard 75 left front suspension damage on the 75, so heavy damage right on the left front of the 75, trying to cripple that car off the speedway and won't be able to do so. Caution flag comes out for the 75 of Terry Phillips. Caution lights are out, coming around to hit the mark in turn number 4. The 4R of Derek Ramirez brings him back up to speed. 4 in of 25. Deuces Wild, race number 1. Hustling down into turns 1 and 2. Ricky Thornton Jr. taking over 2nd now, looking at your leader off at 2 and down the back straightaway. Here comes Thornton. He'll pull alongside the 1ST of Johnny Scott down into turns 3 and 4. Can he slide up to clear by Scott? He'll roll through the center of turn number 4 and hang in that 2nd place spot. Derek Ramirez taking your field down into turns 1 and 2. He'll upset the car alongside the top shelf of turn number 2. That allows Ricky Thornton Jr. to claim the top spot down the back straightaway. Ramirez upset the car just enough in the 4R to allow Thornton to slip by. Now Johnny Scott diamonds the corner on exit turn number 4. Picks up a ton of speed right along the bottom of turn number 4. Pulls even with the 4R of Ramirez into turns 1 and 2. Give Johnny Scott 2nd now. So Johnny Scott up into the runner-up spot. Here comes Derek Ramirez battling back on the 1ST of Johnny Scott. Austin Siebert in 4th. Fito Gallardo, that's the top 5. We're going to lose Kerry Davis in the 68. So Davis pulls down to the infield. We stay green, 7 laps in of 25, and Ricky Thornton Jr. has the lead out in front. The Larry Shaw race car 20 RT rolling out in front of your field. Johnny Scott trying to reel him in right along the cushion of the speedway through turns 3 and 4. That new GRT for the Rancho Milagro Racing 1ST as he looks to hunt down the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. Here comes Travis Sowers. Well, I tell you, Sowers really come to life from the 8th starting spot now into 4th up to the outside of Fido Gallardo down the back straightaway. Those two will side by side into turns 3 and 4 for the 4th place spot. Fido has stayed committed to the bottom of the speedway, and this time by Travis Sauer will take that spot away. So Sauer into 4th by Fido Gallardo. Now he drops to the bottom of turns 1 and 2, losing Kenny Gaddis now in the 2G. So Gaddis has pulled pit side as well. Your pole sitter has fallen out of race number 1 here at the Deuces Wild. 10 in, 15 to go this time by Ricky Thornton Jr. right along the cushion of the Lakeside Speedway. Half a straightaway advantage for the Chandler, Arizona native as he works down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Johnny Scott trying to reel him in. Austin Siebert trying to knock down the wall over in turns 3 and 4. Upsets the car. That may allow Sauer to get by. Sauer certainly ready to strike now right on the back bumper. The 16 of Siebert. Siebert got all 4 American racers up out of the groove over in turns 3 and 4. Had to get on the binders, but he's since powered back to hang on over the 1SX of Travis Sauer. So Siebert has recovered for the 3rd place spot. 4th belongs to 1SX of Travis Sauer. Top 5 rounds out with a G17 of Fido Gallardo. Jeremy Payne starting to march up through the field. Started 13th on the grid. Closing in on your top 5 now. He could get by Fido off of turn number 2 up to the outside of Gallardo. We got one hard into the wall in turn number 1. And got one piling in as well. So trouble over in turn number 1 for the 89 of John Sheets. So John Sheets with trouble in the 89, hard contact with the outside. Deuces Wild race number 1. We're back green with 12 in and 13 to go. Ricky Thornton Jr. takes him down the main straightaway into turns 1 and 2 on the restart. Austin Siebert down the inside. Here comes Jeremy Payne. Restarted in 6th. He's up to 4th by Travis Sauer. Sauer fighting back up to his outside down the back straightaway. Race for 4th into turns 3 and 4. JP down to the inside of Travis Sauer. Austin Siebert starting to go to work on the 1ST of Johnny Scott as well. Scott will have the runner-up spot that time by now. Drop down the inside of the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. Here comes Johnny Scott. A brand new GRT for the Rancho Milagro Racing 1ST and in contention for the lead right now down to the inside of Ricky Thornton Jr. Thornton keeps his right rear American racer planted along the cushion of the Lakeside Speedway. Gets a ton of drive off to pull away from the 1ST of Johnny Scott. Siebert back down to the inside of Scott as well. Try to slide up, can't clear by. Scott will have the run up to his outside. Race for 2nd down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Stormy's on his way up through the field as well. He's moved to the outside. The 186 of Jeremy Payne into the top 5. Here comes Stormy Scott and his GRT 2S as we watch Ricky Thornton Jr. continue to pound the cushion. The 1ST of Johnny Scott rolling in 2nd, and things tightening up now on the 16 of Austin Siebert. Here comes Sauer, and here comes Stormy Scott. Closing in on the Grandview, Missouri young gun off of turn number 4. Race for 3rd could be heating up as Ricky Thornton Jr. continues to lead the 20 RT. 18 laps completed this time by 7 remain for Chandler, Arizona's Ricky Thornton Jr. right up on the guardrails through turns 1 and 2. Right rear quarter panel right next to the concrete as he takes them down the back straightaway. A half a straightaway advantage into turns 3 and 4. He'll continue the high wire act around the Lakeside Speedway. What a show out in front. Right on the ragged edge in the Shaw Race Cars 20 RT. Rolling through turns 1 and 2, a distant second still Johnny Scott. 3rd is Siebert. Here comes Stormy. Stormy battling back down to the inside of the 1SX of Travis Sauer. Sauer has been quick and improving week after week in that RealTruck.com 1SX. But Stormy will throw the slide job in turn number 4, and Sauer will turn it back underneath to reclaim the 4th place spot. Stormy back down to his inside. Those two going at it for the 4th place spot. A good race there between Travis Sauer and Stormy Scott. Settled out for time being with Sauer hanging on over Stormy Scott. Inside of 5 laps to go now for that time by for Ricky Thornton Jr. has not been to Widow Wax victory lane with the United States Modified Touring Series, trying to pick up the win here in Deuces Wild, race number 1. He rolls the high line of turn number 4. 3 laps to go, this time by for Ricky Thornton Jr. Second run Scott, third is Siebert, fourth is Stormy Scott. Top 5 rounds out with Travis Sauer. Jeremy Payne still riding that 6th place spot. May just have a 6th place car tonight here in the 186, as that's pretty well where he's rode since he closed in on the top 5 just a few laps ago. Ricky Thornton Jr. takes him through turns 1 and 2. Second runs the 1ST of Scott. Third is still Siebert. Fourth is Stormy Scott. Top 5 rounds out with Travis Sauer. White flag coming to the air off of turn number 4. 1 more lap to go for Ricky Thornton Jr. Here comes Johnny Scott. A major run for the 1ST of Johnny Scott. A slide job for the lead into turn number 2. The Rancho Milagro Racing 1ST out of nowhere to take over on the white flag lap. Ricky Thornton Jr. dives the hub of the speedway. A go for broke slide job. Johnny Scott crosses him over to turn number 4. Fight to the checkers, and Ricky Thornton Jr. wins race number 1. Ricky Thornton Jr. wins race number 1. As they come by again, Lakeside Speedway, let them see you. What a race to the finish in that one. That was just race number 1. Ricky Thornton Jr. edges out a late and hard-charging Johnny Scott in Deuces Wild, race number 1. Number 3 ready to go green in turn number 4. Try number 2 in Deuces Wild, race number 2. Green flag back in the air. 3 wide once again for the 2nd place spot down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Cool Hand Luke down to the inside, upsets the car. Here comes Shane Clanton. Clanton right around the bottom of the speedway. Jason Hughes up to his outside. They split the 69, a shot down the back straightaway. Hughes and Clanton starting to move early in this one. Lancetown brings him off of turn number 4, but Aaron Morant will take over to lead lap 1. Morant leads the opening circuit. Clanton down to the inside of the 21T of Lancetown. Shane Clanton quick here in the early goings of this one. Jason Hughes back in that 4th place spot. Cool Hand Luke Lucas shot. That's the top 5. Jake Gallardo just outside of your top 5 with Tom Tillison Jr., Tommy Weeder Jr. there, and Chase Younghands all racing just outside of your top 5. There you see Younghands roll down the inside of Tommy Weeder Jr. through turns 1 and 2, wrestling the car just a bit right now in the shop. Quick number 2. Jordan Grabowski starting to roll up through the field as well. He's powered to the outside of the 99, and Jesse Sobbing. We'll see what Grabowski has just inside of the top 10 in 95 as he works to the outside of turn number 4. Grabowski riding in that Dylan Smith Racing in 95 this weekend. Just ahead of him, Chase Younghands back down to the inside of the 02 of Tommy Weiner Jr. Side by side down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Aaron Morant out on top of your field. Shane Clanton in 2nd. Lancetown in 3rd. 4th belongs to Jason Hughes. Lucas Schott has dropped outside of the top 5 now. Jake Gallardo into the top 5. The defending USRA Modified National Champion out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, now into the top 5 by the 69 of Lucas Schott. Tillison still works in 7th. 8th is up in air between the 02 of Weeder and the 2 of Younghands. Top 10 rounds out with Grabowski. Good side-by-side racing between Zach Vanderbeek and Tyler Wolf. Deeper in the pack, just inside your top 15, as Aaron Morant takes him off of turn number 4. Morant, your leader in 70 with 6 laps in that time by. Aaron Morant down the back straightaway. Shane Clanton trying to reel him in. Lancetown still working in 3rd. Jason Hughes in 4th. Jake Gallardo make up the top 5. A little stretched out here early on, 7 laps in that time by. Clanton really trying to reel him in. We'll see if he gets a late race run similar to what we saw Johnny Scott perform in the last A-main as he works down the back straightaway. Starting to close the gap little by little on the 70 of Aaron Morant. Jason Hughes going after Lancetown now, coming off of turn at number 4. There you see the 2 Younghands and the 02 of Weeder on screen, as well as the 95 of Jordan Grabowski. Zach Vanderbeek starting to close his way in on that top 10 as down the back straightaway. Your leaders work into turns 3 and 4. Morant, Clanton, and now Hughes into the top 3 by Lancetown. Jason Hughes into the third place spot. Town back to fourth. Jake Gallardo, that's the top 5. Get a pretty good green flag run strung together here at the Lakeside Speedway. Deuces Wild, race number 2. Looking for the next top 5 to move on to the Deuces Wild Dash. Right now, Aaron Morant chasing $1,500 out in front of your field in 70. Shane Clanton runs in second. Third still Hughes. Here comes Gallardo now. Gallardo's closed in on the 21T of Lance Town. So Town will have to deal with the J17 before this one is over with. Good distance behind them. Lucas Schott still works in 6th. 7th belongs to the 85 of Tillison. 8th is Chase Younghands. 9th, Jesse Sobbing. Top 10 now rounds out with Tommy Weeder Jr. So Weeder taking care of the top 10 of this one now, approaching the halfway point. Aaron Morant leading your field around the Lakeside Speedway. Zebulon George's Shane Clanton running in that number 2 spot. Jason Hughes trying to reel in those top 2. A few lap cars to work by. The 7 of Kevin Gwynn. One of them now Lucas Conley getting ready to go a lap down to your leader. The 70 of Morant off of turn number 2. So not heavy lap traffic here in this one as we work around. 13 in, 12 to go. Halfway home in Deuces Wild race number 2. And Aaron Morant has set sail in 70. Got a car around at the top side of turn number 3. Who is that, Jim?
I don't recognize that.
That's like number 7, possibly, the red 7.
Kevin Gwynn. Here we go, coming back around to the green flag. 14 in, 11 to go. Aaron Morant sees the green flag wave. We go back racing. 2 of the best in the business right behind him, Clanton and Jason Hughes. They take it 3 wide with your leader through turns 1 and 2. Jason Hughes with a good restart to power around the 25 of Shane Clanton. Now he will dive down the inside of the 70 of Morant through turns 3 and 4. Here comes the 12 of Jason Hughes. He's pulled alongside your leader down the front straightaway. Morant able to keep him at bay as he works off into turns 1 and 2. He's now rolling through the center of turns 1 and 2. Jason Hughes starting to get it wound up now. Clanton to a more distant third. Lancetown. And now Lucas Schott into the top 5. So Schott up into the top 5 and now going after the 21T of Town. He will take over the 4th place spot. So Lucas Schott's really turned it around on that last restart as Jason Hughes works back down to the inside of Aaron Morant. Race for the top spot is on here in the winding laps, and Jason Hughes starting to stock his prey right now. The 2013 USMTS Modified Feature winner here to the Lakeside Speedway, going after Morant. Morant pulling away that time off of 4 down the front straightaway. Jason Hughes right through the center of turns 1 and 2, trying to reel him in. Shane Clanton tightening back up on the 12 of Jason Hughes. Lucas Schott and now Chase Younghands trying to work his way into the top 5 by Lancetown. Here comes Chase, the Shop Quick number 2, trying to crack into the top 5. He will do so this time by Chase Younghands, now into 5th. So Chase into the top 5. 4th runs Lucas Schott. 3rd is still Shane Clanton. 2nd, Jason Hughes with Aaron Morant in search of USMTS Triumph number 1 out in front of your field. He'll take him down the main straightaway with 20 in and 5 to go. Aaron Morant hustling the high side of the Lakeside Speedway down the back stretch, just under a half a straightaway advantage over the 2016 USMTS National Champion Jason Hughes. Shane Clanton runs in a distant 3rd as Lucas Schott starts to size up the 2015 World of Outlaws Late Model Series champion. The 69 of Lucas Schott trying to go after 3rd. Chase Younghands starting to reel in. Lucas Schott as well, so business picking up 3rd through 5th in this one. 3 laps to go this time by Morant on top in 70. 3-car battle heating up for that 3rd place spot. Shane Clanton has a few car lengths on the 2 of Younghands and the 69 of Lucas Schott as Younghands will clear by the 69 of Lucas Schott into 4th. So Chase Younghands now into the 4th place spot. Lucas Schott back to 5th. Aaron Morant riding the cushion through turns 1 and 2. Now a half a straightaway advantage over the 12 of Jason Hughes as Chase Younghands will take 3rd away from teammate Shane Clanton down the back straightaway. Chase Younghands now into 3rd over Clanton. White flag in the air and 1 lap to go. Down the back straightaway for the final time, the Deuces Wild, the 2A mains will create 2 new winners with the USMTS Modifieds. Off at turn number 4, Aaron Morant, your feature winner. Second, we'll go to Jason Hughes. Third, to Chase Younghands. Fourth, to Shane Clanton. And fifth, to Lucas Schott. Sixth, Tillison. Seventh, Town. Eighth, Weeder. Ninth, Wolf. And 10th, Sobbing. So checkers fly on Deuces Wild race number 2. Lucas Schott in 5th, 4th to Shane Clanton. Chase Younghands ends up in the 3rd place spot. Nice run for Chase. Second to Jason Hughes. But how about a hand for your feature winner for the first time with the United States Modified Touring Series out of Richmond, Missouri. The GRT Burlington powered Kevin's Machine Shop, Stink Bomb Incorporated, and Trademark Electric number 70. Aaron Morant wins Deuces Wild race number 2.